Welcome to another edition of Right on Rangers Live, coming at you. Texas leading 9-7 after an orbit ball from Wyatt Langford. My goodness, 430 feet. Absolutely crushed. Jared Kelenic up to bat right now, getting his first plate appearance as a Texas Ranger. Recently, yesterday, today, called up from AAA Round Rock. I was watching Kelenic last night at the ballpark here in Vegas. Round Rock here to play the Aviators for a 6-game set that'll go through the weekend. Cam Cauley, by the way, tonight had a massive home run to lead off the game. Technically, he was hitting in the 2-hole, but 430-foot blast from Cam Cauley, my goodness. Wyatt Langford, totally proving me wrong. Man. I posted about Wyatt immediately after his first AB, and you guys know I'm not afraid to be inaccurate. You fire things off, and sometimes it works out great. A lot of times it does, sometimes it doesn't. I said, man, Wyatt just strikes me as the opposite of the kind of hitter that you want up at the top of the lineup, man. I said he looks like, maybe at best middle of the order, if not towards the bottom, with some of the swing decisions and just some of the ABs, the plate discipline, the approach during at-bats. Very first AB of the night, Wyatt pops up on the first pitch after a Josh Young walk. After that moment, man, he has taken off with a vengeance. Wyatt Langford absolutely thriving here late in this ball game, giving Texas a very, very important insurance run. So that definitely is where Right on Rangers was proven wrong tonight. Wyatt Langford having a day. Now, look, we have had a couple of close calls with the reverse jinxes. That I sing Jacob Junas's praises, and about 5 minutes later, dude gets rocked for a solo shot. I mean, look, in his defense, because we do not have that high-octane arm out there in the bullpen that we should have picked up in the offseason, Jacob Junis and Jacob Latz are getting asked to do a lot right now. And they are really getting asked to do a lot with some of these multi-inning appearances. And look, it's going well right now. You just hope in August the wheels don't fall off from overuse. I'd really feel vehement here. You've got to get somebody else to help out Latz and Junis. You have to have somebody that you can go to in the 7th inning, in the 8th inning. I mean, look, Junis getting asked to do multi-inning today, that just kind of tells you the state of the bullpen right now a little bit. I know they've got a lot of days coming up where they have games. They've got a 10-game road trip here with no days off in between. I understand. I think that's actually more of an argument towards my point. It's a really tough spot when you're asking your 2 best relievers to pitch more than 3 outs. And so here's where we're at. You've got to have somebody emerge. If you're not going out and you're getting a really, really good relief pitcher in the trade market, which maybe they'll do later next month, you've got to figure out a guy, a third option that you really, really trust in these spots. Right now, it just feels like they don't quite have that. They don't quite have that third dude that they really trust to be solid lockdown at this point. Richard, he absolutely heard me. Look, those of y'all that have been hanging out for a while, I do not mind at all eating a massive plate of crow when a player decides to prove me wrong. Wyatt Langford today, I got to eat a little bit of crow on him. He has been phenomenal after that terrible first at bat where he does the first pitch pop-up thing that the Rangers love to do at times. He has been absolutely crushing it. All right, y'all, we are going to finish out this ball game. We are going to get to comments, questions, all that good stuff along the way. Drew, absolutely with Osuna. You guys, I don't have to tell you twice. I'm loving everything that I saw from Osuna tonight. A lot of Rangers fans, because they love Evan Carter so much, just cannot see this Osuna thing clearly. I get it. Evan's a very lovable guy, and of course, he's a legend for what he did in 2023, no doubt. But let's be honest. Evan Carter is probably not doing the damage that Osuna did tonight. Got to be real about that. But he can play a really good center field. What would you rather have? Evan Carter's defense in center or Osuna doubling, singling, off of a tough lefty, by the way. That single came from Alejandro. That's why the Foscue substitution didn't make a ton of sense to me. Dude, he just hit a double and singled off of one of the tougher lefties in the sport. Why are we benching him? Just so Justin Foscue can feel special? What are we doing? That's what I mean. Like, sometimes with Skip, albeit he did go with some feel in leaving Jacob deGrom in, right? I mean, look, it's Jacob deGrom. When he's telling you, dude, get off my freaking mound, I'm taking care of this, you go ahead and you turn around and walk the other direction. That was freaking awesome. But the Foscue substitution, when you've got a hot Alejandro Osuna up at the dish, doesn't make a lot of sense to me. Really does not make a ton of sense to me, man. Yeah, I think that this would have been the play, Cade. Rangers are going to, by the way, get an out at second here. Couldn't quite turn the double play. So one remaining, but there is a runner on first. So Merrill coming up for the Padres, who's 0 for 4 on the night, is the tying run at the plate. I probably would have pinch hit Foscue for Lopez as well. Leave the hot hitter in the game. What are we doing? Love this Tejas hat. You know, I like the box tee. Don't get me wrong, but you guys know I'm a big A-frame. I love the A-frames, the truckers, the snapbacks, the fitteds. I love the A-frames. Maybe it's just my weird big head, but I mean, I just got to go with what works for me. And look, the box tees, just the one with, oh, there you go, this logo, I could not find any. But I did find on New Era they had this Tejas hat with the box tee on the side. Loved it, bought it, highly recommend it. Got to go to New Era, though, the New Era app or the website, man. Good stuff. Latsy, 1-0 here. Getting asked to get 4 outs tonight. Machado up to bat right now. Buy or sell for the Rangers? It's so hard to say. I think we just got to let this play out. I definitely don't think you're selling. I know after bad losses, you know, there's people that get on and say, sell right now. You don't need to sell right now. There's not a lot of value in selling right now. You're not going to get better value selling right now. You're going to get probably better value waiting until closer to the deadline when teams are desperate. Nobody's desperate right now. Time is on your side. It is on your side right now. So I don't understand the people that are talking about selling in June. That doesn't make a lot of sense to me, but to each their own. Here we go. Latsy, by the way, on the season, man. He has been such a godsend, as we know, but doing a deeper dive here into the numbers, he is at a 157 ERA. The whip is what really impresses you about Lats. 0.59 whip, man. This guy just does not allow traffic. I know he's got a runner on right now. Machado's going to pop up again. Foul territory. Berger appears to be camped. Cue the I Like Texas music. Hello, win column. The Rangers get back on track after a brutal series with the Twins. They get back on track tonight with a 9-7 improbable win over the Padres after going down 5-0 in the first inning. I don't think anyone had this on their bingo card. I don't think anyone thought the Rangers were winning this game, myself included. I do not have any idea how the Rangers managed to pull this one out after what we just saw against the Twins over the last 3-4 days. Fun win. Very fun win. And you had the Rangers responding right away in the bottom of the first. I think that was so huge. You had the answer back. You know, so often the Rangers get punched in the mouth of late and they just go down meekly the rest of the game. And it was just so encouraging to see the club come back right away in that first inning and not take their time, not pick at it, just get it right back, right? And they go up 6-5 and they never look back from there. The game did get tied, I believe, 6-6, but after that, Rangers are able to score a few more and really take control of the ball game. Outstanding win. Don't want to overblow this more than what it is. It's a great win. You have to believe that the Rangers are going to take away some confidence. I definitely feel like at this point, we'll be cautiously optimistic the rest of the way. You've got Evo on the mound tomorrow. He's been a little bit up and down of late. Hasn't been the shutdown of Aldi of the past. He's been a little up and down of late. But nevertheless, moving forward, you win the first game. Much, much easier to take the series with 2 opportunities. I am very thankful Texas is able to pull this one out. I think that this would have been a very somber show, bordering maybe funeral service, had the Rangers lost this one. I don't think a lot of us would have been feeling very hopeful had the Rangers gone on to lose after deGrom gives up 5 first-inning runs, man. Good stuff tonight. Really, really happy for the offense, getting back on track, bailing out Jacob deGrom on his birthday. What a great birthday gift. You got to look at a few big names here. Wyatt Langford, number 1. Again, we'll call it the Right on Rangers reverse jinx. Wyatt had a terrible first at bat where he popped up and then went on to deliver some big hits. I absolutely think the Osuna and the Burger hits in that first inning, huge momentum swingers. Osuna gets the double, Burger gets the single. That Burger, actually, it was back-to-back doubles, wasn't it? Those back-to-back doubles were so huge. Really tough to pick an offensive MVP. Wyatt leads the team with 3 hits tonight, but man, Osuna had some clutch ones, and I'm going to be a little bit biased tonight. I love what I saw from him. 2 for 3, 2 RBI. Really, really good stuff from the Rangers' young left fielder, especially his AB against Matsui. Really tough lefty for the Padres. Matsui has, a 1.52 ERA. Very, very impressive. Wyatt, obviously, great numbers as well tonight. And then I give it to Latz, and I give it to Jacob Junis on the pitching side. You have them come in, get asked to go multiple innings, multiple outs beyond just the standard 3, and both of them did a nice job. I know Junis gives up the bomb. It wasn't as pretty for Junis, but you know what? You got the hold. You kept the game where it needed to stay. It's never easy when you get asked to get 6 outs, man. If the Rangers would have done the right thing in the offseason and they would have acquired one more high-octane, high-leverage arm, you wouldn't be in a spot where you're feeling like you've got to ask Jacob Junis and Jacob Latz to get the final 9 outs. Just shouldn't be the case, but it is. Rangers don't have high trust for some of the other arms in the pen right now. Not that everybody's garbage, but they just clearly do not have a super high level of trust for some of the other arms at this point, and probably understandably so. So we're gonna go Junis and Latz on the pitching side in tandem, and we're gonna go with Alejandro Osuna as our player of the game on the offensive side. You guys let me know what you think, what you got for me, questions, comments, something that you got to get off your chest, something that you want us to discuss, debate. I'd love to hear it. Appreciate all you guys for hanging out. Lovely to be hanging with you after a Rangers win, as always. Agreed. Incredible game tonight. Incredible game. Absolutely. How are we so bad against bad teams? No clue. It's inexplicable. The Rangers just have a way of really playing up and down to the competition. Absolutely. Jimmy, God bless you. I don't think that that's accurate at all, but can't control how you think, my friend. Need to fix that first inning? Absolutely. 100%. Never heard this guy say something positive. Didn't I just talk about the positives of the game? Whatever. Can't make everybody happy. Let me keep rolling here. Duran with the 3 walks and then a hit. Yeah, that's absolutely a good one. Absolutely a good one. We'll keep on rolling. deGrom absolutely responded well. I agree with that. deGrom could have easily melted down, only gives up 1 run the rest of the way after the first inning. You have the 5 innings of, essentially 1-run baseball with 9 strikeouts. I know he had some strikeouts in the first inning. Look, feel bad for the guy on his birthday. That's the first grand slam he's ever allowed at the major league level. Did y'all know that? That was deGrom's first grand slam that he had ever allowed at the major league level. That's insane to me. By the way, 5 runs is the most that Jacob deGrom has ever given up in a first inning in his career. So you had multiple firsts for Jacob deGrom, not particularly good ones, but credit to the 38-year-old, man. It's just not easy to lock in after you get obliterated in the first inning, ambushed in the first inning like that. Really, really impressed that he's able to use that resolve, dig deep, and come through for Texas. They did not want to go to that pen in the second or third inning. That would have been just terrible with how many games the Rangers have coming up. You've got that many in front of you, and then you've got to do a bullpen game. The fact that deGrom is able to get through 6 innings tonight, just huge. John, what's good, my friend? Thanks for hanging out. Yeah, worst deGrom start I think we've seen in a while. We'll forgive the old man on his birthday. Look, Ty France. Who knew Ty France is this dude's kryptonite? My goodness. Ty France was on one tonight. Just becomes prime Hank Aaron against Jacob deGrom. Not many people can say that, have that claim to fame, but Ty France, man. deGrom was stubborn too, just playing that stubborn old man role perfectly. Dude kept throwing him pitches. When France doubled that third time, you're like, dude, when are we going to learn the lesson here? Like, if you got to walk this guy, it's okay. It really is okay. We keep rolling here. Appreciate all you guys hanging out. Horns fan, what's good, man? Love your stuff, by the way. Just wanted to say that, brother. Thanks for hanging out. I know you and I go back and forth sometimes, but it's nothing but love, man. You got good stuff. Appreciate you. Wish the offense could look like this more consistently. 100%. I think that so many of us, when you watch games like this, obviously you're happy. I mean, obviously you're happy when the Rangers win, 1,000%. But it almost pisses you off a little bit because you're like, dude, this is the vision. This is the vision. This is what this offense is supposed to be doing. Wyatt Langford is supposed to be raking. Brandon Nimmo is supposed to be raking. Jake Berger is supposed to be raking. Josh Young, supposed to be raking. All of these guys, man, this is the vision. And you just want to see this a little bit more consistently. I know it's easier said than done. Baseball's a tough game. But, man, they just tease you with this vision of what the Rangers really set out to achieve in the offseason. Hey, we're going to go add Nimmo. We're going to really expect some of these guys to bounce back, and it's going to look great. We're going to use the addition by subtraction with Simeon, with Heim, with Adolis. God love them all. Rangers legends, 2023 champions. But we all understand what I'm talking about. This is the vision. I feel like I'm Nico Harrison up here, man. I think you're starting to see the vision. I mean, look, it's just really, really unfortunate that we can't see this in longer stretches. And maybe this is the start of something great. Like I said, I'm cautiously optimistic that this is going to lead to good things this weekend. Cautiously optimistic. 100%. Zig and Zag, like I said a few days ago, I will take it, Nate. You nailed this. I know you did say this. You came on the show a couple of nights ago. 1,000% here. Skip said sending Smith down was the hardest decision he ever made. Look, I think if I'm reading that correctly, the Smith decision being the toughest he's ever had to go through, that's got to just be more personal than anything, which, I mean, look, I know that I'm getting crap for being a little bit negative. Look, I don't really worry about that. I have to call things like I see them. I'm going to be positive when I need to be, and I'm going to be negative when I need to be. It's just going to happen. If you need constant gassing up, probably not the best channel for you, but I just try and bring it. My real genuine thoughts every time. The first thing I took away when Skip said it's the most challenging or the most difficult thing he's had to do in his time as a manager, sending Josh Smith down, a light bulb went off for me. And I wonder if it went off for one of you guys too, or maybe more. Like, now it all makes sense. It makes sense why they benched Nicky Lopez for Josh Smith for those 2 games or 3 games or whatever it was, when Nicky Lopez has been one of the hottest Rangers hitters. No lie, numbers don't lie on that, by the way. Check Nicky Lopez and the stats since he became a Ranger. It's all coming together now. why they have really preferred Josh Smith and really tried to force the round peg into the square hole, so to speak. They like Josh Smith. He's one of the favorites. He's one of the haves, right? You've got the haves and you got the have-nots. He's one of the haves. And look, at this point, it got to a space where what 68 OPS, I forget what it was. It was sub 575, where you almost have your hands tied as a manager, as a front office, and you've got to make the decision that they did. I think they so badly wanted Smitty to work out that it blinded them a little bit. I think there was a little bit too much personal with Smitty. It probably shouldn't have taken this long to send him down. They probably should not have even brought him back. They should have kept him in Round Rock for a couple of weeks. It just wasn't a very smart decision to bring him back. He wasn't going well. It wouldn't have killed them to option him to Round Rock right after the injury and just let him play down there for 2 or 3 weeks. That wouldn't have been the worst thing in the world. I don't think Smitty needs to be in Round Rock for all eternity. I think he needs a reset, and they should have done it sooner, but because there's a very strong personal attachment, they didn't make the right call. I think that really is what I take away from the whole Josh Smith demotion more than anything. That being said, he's going to be back up with the club soon. There's no way that Josh Smith is down there for more than 2 or 3 weeks. First of all, this team can't seem to stay healthy. I'm sure somebody is going to have some nagging ailment, and Josh Smith is going to be back up in a jiffy. Beyond that, if someone doesn't perform, if Osuna's not performing, he helped himself out tonight. If Osuna's not performing, if Nicky Lopez goes in a little 2-week slump, there's other guys too. Foscue, if Foscue's not cutting it, they're going to bring Smitty back up right away. They are going to look for pretty much any reason to bring him back up. And I don't say that bitterly. I'm a Josh Smith fan. I like Smitty a lot, man. You'll find on my page multiple videos hyping up my guy Josh Smith, but I don't want Josh Smith on the club at all costs when he's hitting 570 whatever, 568 for the OPS over 100 plus plate appearances, right? There's a point where you got to do what's best for the team, and what's best is him getting right in Round Rock. They need to do the same thing with Evan Carter. That's going to be another interesting one. Like, why would you not just have Evan Carter do a 2 or 3 week stay in Round Rock? There's no reason to force Evan Carter back up to the big league club. I know that there's some Evan Carter stands that love all-star defense more than being able to hit the broadside of a barn, but Evan Carter needs to do a 2 or 3 week stay down in Round Rock, not just a 3-game rehab assignment. Just send him down, let him rake in Round Rock, get the confidence back, play every day, play against some lefties, and then at that point, you can bring him back up. Because I'm sure, again, somebody will get hurt or somebody won't be playing very well. It doesn't need to be a death sentence getting demoted to Round Rock, especially for some of these guys that have multiple options. Carter's got 2. I think Josh Smith has 3. So you just burn Josh Smith's first option. I think it's no-brainer when these guys are struggling, as they are. Evan Carter, especially more so than Josh Smith, to give him a little reset. Let me keep going. Appreciate all you guys hanging out. Look, if I missed a comment, give me a little break. Give me a little break, and I will have you repost. I do love the people, Marcus, like, the comment, by the way, for all y'all on TikTok, the comment is the Rangers are 1-3 without Evan Carter. Really? Really? We're going to do this? Like, we're going to pretend that it matters who's playing center field when you're getting blasted in the first inning every other game? You're going to pretend like Evan Carter makes a difference when it was 10-0 Twins and we allow 5 runs in the first 3 innings? Come on now. Like, this is what I mean. You've got people that are just playing favorites. I get it. Alejandro Osuna is one of my favorite Rangers players. I fully admit the bias. Fully admit it. But I don't think you're getting anything like what you got tonight out of Evan Carter that you did from Alejandro Osuna. The 1-3 without Evan Carter. Come on now. I've seen this multiple places. I just don't even understand it. It just confirms to me how much bias there is with Evan Carter. I know he's a 2023 legend. I like Evan Carter a lot, but some of y'all need to stop. Stop. Please. All right, let's keep rolling. If they sell, what do I think they'll get for Evo and deGrom, maybe Seager? I don't think they're going to sell any of those players, but if they did, you could probably get some, I would say, top 10 prospects. I don't think that they are going to sell, though. I think they'll stand pat before they sell this year. Now, next year, I could see it. I think with a year and a half left, deGrom and Evo, I think they're going to hold out for 2027. Something I noticed that's interesting, our record right now, 36-39, exact same as it was. There's been a number of those, Nate, where we've had like, hey, at this point, it was exactly the same as it was last year. It's kind of wild. Carter and Smith do need to be roommates down at Round Rock, no doubt. I might go see Smitty play tomorrow night, man. If he's in the lineup tomorrow night, maybe they're going to give him a couple of days off before he gets back to Round Rock. Who knows? Maybe they're going to give him this whole weekend off. Maybe they're not going to make him go out to Vegas. But if he is out here tomorrow night, I might have to go back and watch another game. That was a lot of fun last night going to the ballpark, watching the Aviators obliterate the Round Rock Express, man. They almost hung 30 on Round Rock last night. Ridiculous. Let's keep going. What else? Do we DFA or send down Junis? What? No way we're going to send down Junis. I don't know who's going to get sent down when Monty comes back. It's looking like one of the starters, though, that's for sure. Maybe Rocker, maybe Leiter. Blake, I'm with you on the Smitty everyday experiment, 100%. Rangers did take a lead with Osuna. It's unquestioned. He is the better hitter right now. You don't take Evan Carter's defense over Alejandro Osuna's offense at this point. Wyatt Langford is not that big of a drop-off from Evan Carter in center field. He's just not. It's not worth it. 1,000%. It's not worth it. Evan Carter would have robbed that grand slam. Yeah, he would have. That's right. This is the kind of stuff I'm here for, man. Eric, I appreciate you, brother. Yeah, Evan Carter would have robbed the grand slam. Yeah, he would have totally changed some of these first inning meltdowns. No doubt. 100%. My goodness, y'all. Come on now. Give us thoughts about the Rangers' next game. Well, Evo on the mound, right? You love that. You feel good about Evo being on the mound. The ERA is not great. Evo's been a little bit shaky of late. I definitely feel like the Rangers have a good of a shot as any to win tomorrow with one of their aces on the hill, but I would like to see Evo be a little bit more vintage tomorrow. He got a little rocked, got a little hit around in Boston, even though they won that game on Sunday Night Baseball, right? Jumped out to a pretty big lead early on. That was Wyatt Langford once again hitting a home run. I feel like it could go a number of ways with Evo on the mound, but cautiously optimistic. I used that expression at the beginning of the show. I'm going to be cautiously optimistic things go well tomorrow. Yeah, I don't know. That must have been a mistype. There's no way Junis is getting DFA'd. Maybe Leiter or Kumar gets option for Montgomery. Yeah, absolutely. I did see this stat too. Cade, the only reason I didn't post about it was because I didn't know how legit it was. But basically, there was a stat that was posted today on X. I think it was by an account called like Tigers Stats. It was like a Tigers account. They were trying to show how impactful managers have been with their decision making. I don't know how they completely figure out all the calculations with it, but essentially Skip was down there like at number 29 in terms of impactful manager decisions. Not totally shocking. There have been a number of head scratchers where Skip really kind of either just brainlessly plays matchups or just like the substitutions and some of the decision making there just doesn't make a ton of sense. I wasn't totally shocked that Skip was really low on that list. I'm going to have to do a little more research on it, though. Keep going. I believe that stat, having to see Sam Haggerty pinch hit, would always conclude in a free out. Yeah, there's some doozies out there for sure. The Jock Peterson playing right field. Who could forget about that one? That was a genius move, was it not? Sad that Langford struggled to start the year, out for a long time, catching up on the team for home runs. That is kind of wild. I sure hope Wyatt Langford continues his positive trajectory. I got on him a little too much after his first AB, first pitch pop up after Josh Young had walked. Look, Langford will do that from time to time, the bad swing, pop up straight in the air, but he has been hitting well. And you know what? Tonight, he had a nice game with 3 hits, homer. Definitely good stuff from Wyatt tonight. Got to eat a little bit of crow based on my previous tweets. Walker Buehler, no spring chicken, though, at one point in his career. Highly talented pitcher. Yeah, I think you definitely are going to always have the threat of a pitcher of any caliber shutting down this Rangers offense, sadly. I don't want to be too negative tonight. It's a great win tonight, but I think we all know better. Like this offense can make bad pitchers look good, but what we do know about this team so far in 2026, they appear to play up to the competition. That is something that I think you have to take away positively here. Angels are beating the A's 7-4. Red Sox beating the Mariners. There you go. Not even taking the Rangers serious until they can get to 5 games over 500. Then there's that. I don't think that tonight's win is any monumental game changer. I think you're only as good as your last game. That's how it goes with Texas, man. If they crap the bed tomorrow, what's everybody going to be saying? Fluke win, and no one is going to be shocked, right? So you're only as good as your last game. What have you done for me lately? That's how it's going to be with this Texas Rangers team. You're going to celebrate, and we're going to celebrate when they do collect wins because wins are better than losses, even if you're not going to win the World Series and going to win it all. I'd much rather watch a game where the Rangers win than they lose. But I am with Darnell here. You gotta see some consistency out of this club. Absolutely. Steve, thanks for posting that. Yeah, I'm going to do some more research into this. Like, is this like a widely, how do I say this? Is this like widely subscribed to? How do they calculate it? All that thing. What's the Rangers record with Bochy? If he was here right now, I don't know. That's a great question. I love those kinds of hypotheticals. I'm not really sure. I don't know if the team is that much better or worse with Boch. Maurice, every time I go to the game we score runs, good on you. Go again tomorrow, please. Which former Ranger would you add to this team in his prime? Beltre. Maybe Hambone, but Beltre for the leadership plus the ability. No slight to Josh Young. We can figure out a new position for him. I would love to add back Adrian Beltre. The leadership alone. AB, legend. All right, Hall of Famer. I don't think there's a question. I'd be adding back prime Adrian Beltre. Give me 2010, 2011 Beltre, no doubt. No doubt. David, I'm with you on this. Standalone, good win. You'd add Pudge. Pudge would be a good one because the catcher position does leave something to be desired. That's for sure. Pudge would be a real good one. Beltre still, I think, for me. But Pudge is absolutely a great one to add as well. No doubt. Did I see the video from the Rangers getting asked a question about the Toy Story characters? This is what we're doing. This is what we're doing in the off days and in the downtime. We're interviewing the Rangers about Toy Story. Hey, look, I'm being too hard. I know that they got to have some fun, but no, I'm going to have to check this out. You would add A-Rod 2002. Good choice. 50-plus bombs. I still say give me AB. Give me AB. I need Beltre in this lineup. I need him in the locker room. Great locker room leader. Just commander out there on the field. Gold glove third baseman. And dude can mash for days. Yeah, look, it's hard. It's a hard question. I do just think leadership, vocal leadership, would help this team more than just raw stats. No doubt, A-Rod, Pudge, all those guys are going to take it up another level. but I want that leadership in the clubhouse combined with elite defense and offense. You're bringing back Darvish and kicking out Rocker. Prime you, Darvish, man. Man, when you kind of like had the slip up retirement announcement, I made a video for him. Just like a little highlight reel, tagged him in it. Did pretty well on X, got a lot of views. It was a lot of fun to make. I think it's somewhere on my account. I'm sure you could search it up. But it was just so fun going back and reliving some of the Darvish starts. Look, who could forget the one where he almost has the perfect game in 2013? But there's just so many others where dude is just carving up team after team. You Darvish, one of my favorite Rangers for sure. Who doesn't love Toy Story? Yup. I haven't seen Toy Story 5 yet. I'm sure the kids will want to go at some point. I'll probably take them this summer. I knew we would miss Maddox a lot, but I didn't think it would get this bad. Yeah, I think that at this point, it's very obvious that they are missing Mike Maddox. It's very obvious to me that Mike Maddox is a very, very valuable pitching coach. The first inning woes, the development stifled for Jack Leiter. Some people I know kind of push back on like Kumar Rocker not taking a step forward. I just don't. If it is a step forward for Kumar Rocker this year, it is a baby step. It's a baby step, man. It is not a big step. It is not a regular step. For me, Kumar Rocker, the step forward, if you're even going to argue that he stepped forward this year, it is a freaking baby step, man. It's not huge. It's not even obviously noticeable. Maybe you want to just go stats alone. And yeah, Rocker had the 5+ ERA last year, and now he's in the 4s. Great. Like, I don't know. What are we really saying if we're talking about in the offseason big steps or getting to the next level? What are we really saying, man? I mean, I think it's very obvious if you've watched all of Kumar Rocker's starts. There have been some better outcomes, but he still struggles to put hitters away. He still struggles with limiting traffic on the base paths. He's figuring out this changeup that really got him lit up in his last start. I just, for me, don't think that Rocker has taken any crazy step forward this year. Baby step at best. I would probably say plateau. Maybe. I don't think step back would be something I would use to describe him. Lighter, yes. Rocker, no. But he feels kind of the same. Feels kind of the same as what it was last year to me. Don't want to give up on Lighter, Marcus says, but it's starting to get real hard. Yeah, I don't want to give up on Lights either. I'm all for guys getting demoted and spending some time in AAA. I don't know all these guys' psyches. You know, I know there's some attachment with different players. Clearly, the coaching staff, Skip particularly, a little attached to Josh Smith, probably why he didn't get demoted sooner. I don't think there's anything wrong with Jack Leiter going down for a few starts to AAA. Cal Quantrill stepping in the rotation, not because Cal is like this high upside, going to blow everybody away pitcher, but Cal is going to do a serviceable job for you. He's not going to get, not going to get 3 scoreless starts in a row, but he's probably going to keep you in ball games, maybe 3, 4, 5 earned runs. I mean, he's not going to do a whole lot worse than Jack Leiter is doing right now. And so for me, that's what I would do. Even Rocker. I think Rocker needs more time down in the minors. I don't think his game is refined enough to be consistent at the big league level. I know that he's had some starts where he hasn't allowed any runs. The advanced stats would tell you Rock is getting a little bit fortunate. The FIP is a bit higher than what the ERA is, usually indicative of some good fortune and luck. But for me, Rock and Leiter could use some refinement, some retooling, some recalibrating in AAA. I don't think there's anything wrong with that. Yeah, Maddox and what he's done with Soriano and Detmers, I talked about it on my video that I put out earlier today. Noticeable. That is what you miss about Mike Maddox is he had a way with developing the young talent. And I think that is impressive, and it's something that the Rangers are missing this year. The guys that you wanted to take a step forward are looking a little bit shaky. Keep rolling. According to Evan Grant, Monty is headed to Frisco. Good stuff, Holly. Thanks for adding that in. That'll be something to watch for sure. Just go get Byron Buxton to fix the lineup. Don't know if Bucks is going to be waiving the no trade clause. I don't know. He is really kind of, I know, coming out in the media and nobody can walk in my shoes. And I mean, all this is true. But for me, we'll see if he waives it. Probably going to be circumstantial depending on the team he's going to. But we'll see if he waives it. This was definitely a deadline where you've got a few names that are no trade clause guys. And we'll just have to see what transpires. But yeah, Byron Buxton would be a great add to this lineup. He'd be a great add for sure. They need to add one or two more bats. Keep on rolling. Appreciate this. Thank you so much, Mandomania. I think that there's no shame in guys spending a little bit of time down at AAA. A lot of fans get really in their feelings like it's the worst thing in the world for an Evan Carter to go down to AAA, for a Josh Smith to go down to AAA. It's not. This is why these guys have multiple options down to the minor leagues. No harm in it. Get right. Short term, it sucks. I know those players want to be playing Major League Baseball, not minor league. But long term, getting right. Look at Josh Young, man. It took an off season as well, but Josh Young demoted last year in the summertime. Jake Berger got demoted last year, spent some time in the minors. It's not the end of the world. It can actually be really beneficial. What do I think about MLB being able to trade draft picks year by year? You like it? Yeah, I don't see anything wrong with trading the draft picks, honestly. I know some people aren't a fan. I don't see anything wrong with being able to trade draft picks. A rise would be nice. I wouldn't mind getting a rise at all. I wanted the Rangers to get him in the offseason. Some people really poo-pooed the glove. Look, I think Josh Smith and Luis Arraez, the defense wasn't really anything that different, a little inconsequential. I think you'd much rather have Josh Smith's bat over what the Rangers have gotten at second base. And I would even say, Zeke Duran included in that. I know Duran has had a really good stretch, and he had a nice game today. But I think Arraez probably plays over Duran at this point. I think that Duran's having a good little run. He's definitely dipped a little bit of late. Had a really outstanding game tonight. But I do think that Arraez and Seager up the middle, that'd be a great pairing. And we're assuming, obviously, Corey Seager's going to come back and play well, but that would be a great pairing. It really would be. Speaking of Corey Seager, still on the IL, still out for concussion reasons. Maybe he comes back at some point on the road trip, maybe later this weekend. We'll have to see what happens. It's going to be interesting. He is apparently, according to Evan Grant, not really super open to DHing a little bit more. He really wants to continue to play shortstop. So take that for what you will. It wasn't straight from Corey Seager's mouth, relayed secondhand through Evan Grant, but feels like Corey Seager really wants to be out there at the shortstop position if he's in the lineup. Does not look like he's super open to splitting time or anything like that. So splitting time with DH, that is what it is, I guess. Like, I know there's some players that just really don't like the concept of DHing. Keep rolling. Really like Nicky Lopez. I'm a fan as well. Holly, yes, lockstep on that, agree. Maurice, Jacob deGrom, great settle after a terrible first inning. Got to give deGrom some credit. Clearly, it's not a great start from him, but you settle after that really horrible first inning, and you give the Rangers a chance to win the game. Look, we'll take it. We will take it. Getting hurt like Trout, Seager, he does have a pretty bad reputation among the fans right now in terms of the injury and the health stuff, man. The made of glass comments. Yeah, it's easy to understand why people are frustrated with Corey. And Corey can't control everything about health and the body and all that stuff, but it is frustrating. You've got a superstar level player that just can't stay on the field, making a lot of money. Making a lot of money, man. Seager doesn't need to DH every day. No, I don't think he does, but it would be nice, like, 3 out of 4 days, play shortstop, then DH. Like, I don't think he needs to do half the time. But I do think, Austin, I'm with you on this. I think it would help him. I think he would stay healthier, no doubt. Be amazing to bring back the 2023 World Series this year. Oh, yeah, 100%. Rangers got a long way to go before we start talking about World Series, though. And they have got to find a way to add at the deadline if they have any World Series title hopes. Ethan, I think you and I went back and forth on this a lot. I definitely said I had my limit with the Rise. I didn't want to overpay for him. But yeah, I will agree with you. A lot of people were turning their nose up to a Rise. And I think I even said to Ethan at the end of the day, I know some of y'all were around for this during our off-season shows that we did. Like, if the Rangers went out and got a Rise, even if they overpaid for him, I'm not turning my nose up at a Rise. Dude struck out like 7 times in every game. Like, out of all the games that he played last year, the dude struck out 7 times. I watched one of them live in San Diego when the Rangers played the Padres last year. He struck out 7 times last year. It's ridiculous. Why wouldn't you want a guy like that on your team that constantly puts the ball in play? You're only striking out 7 times. You're putting the ball in play that frequently. Good things are going to happen. A Rise, we would have been fortunate to be able to get him. It's a shame that we didn't get him. Would have loved to have not given Chris Martin $4 million and applied that to a Luis Rise contract. Yeah, look, for me, there's a long way to go before we really get hyped up big time. Again, you take this win, you hope the Rangers can continue to get better and better, but I don't think anybody needs to be overhyping this. The Rangers have been the kings of inconsistency this year, and we've got to see them put together a nice little run. You just got swept by the Twins, and you just lost 5 of 6 games to 2 of the worst teams in baseball coming into those series. Yeah, it's an awesome win. I love it. Love the nature of the win, but we got to pump the brakes a little bit. I agree with you. Arai's going to come here and forget how to put the ball in play with Rangeritis. You know what? He might be the one guy who is immune to Rangeritis. I mean, look, I get it. I get it. It's the Rangers' bad fortune at times, but I really do think that Arise is itis proof. Dude is not going to be doing anything different than what he's always done, no matter what team he plays on. Keep rolling. Appreciate all you guys. Thoughts on the old home run derby format returning? Like it better. Wasn't ever really a huge fan of them doing the timed home run derby. I mean, think back to the legendary home run derby performances, Josh Hamilton, Ken Griffey, all of those replays, highlights that you see from early 2000s, late 90s. It's just better when you have guys just taking their time and just having fun up there. That, to me, is what I always wanted to see. Never really loved the new derby format that much. I understand you had guys kind of flaming out late with the old setup. Like, think about Josh Hamilton, right? Had the crazy amount of bombs in the first round at Old Yankee Stadium. Kind of got tired by the time the championship round rolled around. I don't know. I like the untimed format personally. Look, you don't have anything else to do on that night. I mean, you understand what I mean. There's not a lot of other sports going on. I'm not in any hurry when it's home run derby night. Again, basketball's over. Hockey's over. There's no other sport. So might as well. I mean, World Cup might be going on, right? You might have World Cup, so that'll be cool. But I'm in no hurry when it's All-Star break and I get to watch the All-Star game and home run derby. Wilson Contreras would be great. I would love to add a Wilson Contreras. He was actually one of the players that Jeff Passan linked to Texas as being a good fit. I would love to go get Wilson Contreras. It probably means a little bit less of Jake Berger, or it means maybe Wilson takes over that primary DH role, but nevertheless, we keep rolling. Appreciate you guys. Looks like I'm almost caught up. Hunter Goodman. Yeah, I know a lot of you guys are talking about Goodman. We'll see how the club really feels about Malcolm Moore. But for me, I would like to see the Rangers establish at least a long-term plan here. I know that you can nickel and dime the catcher position, go get a revolving door of veterans like the Rangers have kind of been doing with Higgy and DJ. I'd really like them to go and get more of a plan, a long-term plan, a catcher of the future. Maybe that's Malcolm Moore. But if it's not, and you know that in your heart, deep down, not so sure Malcolm Moore is going to be an all-star caliber catcher. Maybe you try and go a different direction with a trade. Maybe you try and go a different direction in the draft. We'll see what happens. I'm curious what the Rangers will do when the MLB draft rolls around here in a couple of weeks. That will be very, very interesting. Who are they going to take first round, second round, third round? That'll, I think, tell you a little bit about what the Rangers are thinking about certain top prospects and certain players. Catcher that can hit is what we need. Absolutely. Absolutely. All right. Do I think we should trade picks for better pitchers? I do think the Rangers, I mean, look, I know some of y'all are going to call me crazy. I do think starting pitching is probably on their wish list. Genuinely, like legitimately and genuinely, I think that they do need to go out and get another starting pitcher, but it can't be at the expense of not making the offense better. So I think you still prioritize the bats, but I do think the Rangers might be wise to go out and get another starting pitcher. We were kind of talking about it last night. Let's say the Rangers make the playoffs, and right now that's still a pretty big if. I don't know how good you feel about Mackenzie Gore in a game 3. I don't know how good you feel in the wild card round, Mackenzie Gore winner take all game 3, or Jack Leiter or Kumar Rocker in that spot. I think it's something that Rangers fans need to mentally prepare for. It's not going to shock me if they go out and get another starting pitcher. Like maybe not an ace, but just somebody higher quality, above average. I just don't know how good you feel about game 3, game 4, Mackenzie Gore, Jack Leiter. I know that early on, maybe some of y'all are going to clap back that we can't really make that call at this point, but right now on June 19th, I don't feel awesome about Mackenzie Gore, Jack Leiter in a game 3, game 4 in a 5-game series. Merrill Kelly, that would be hilarious. Look, Montgomery, if Montgomery comes back and is within a tier of what he was in 2023, fine. But I'm not counting on that. I'm kind of counting on Monty to be a little bit more of an innings eater. It would be amazing if he could recapture that 2023 form. But with the injuries in between that he's dealt with, I'm not really counting on it. Nope. Yeah, I don't think Contreras would catch. Yeah, Ethan, I'm with you. Emergency guy, but I don't think he's going to catch. 2 different MLB games, 1 Rangers, 1 Cubs. The Rangers game we scored 3 homers. Cubs scored 7 in the bottom of the 2nd inning. Should I go to more games? Yes. Yes. If you were at the game tonight, please go tomorrow. Montgomery better than Rocker? Time will tell on that. I mean, look, Montgomery hasn't really pitched a lot the last 3 years. I'm not, and I would encourage you, keep your expectations low on Montgomery, not because, I'm being a hater, just because the guy hasn't thrown a lot of baseballs in the last 3 years. Ever since he won a World Series, he hasn't pitched a lot. Yeah, he's pitched a little bit here and there, but he's dealt with injuries. So for me, my expectations are very low on Montgomery. Very low. Wouldn't hate the idea of Contreras. Yup. Jock would have to be benched, though. I kind of see them potentially doing like a platoon, like maybe you put Contreras in the DH spot against lefties, and then maybe against righties, you sub out Berger and you give him some first base reps when you're facing a tough right-hander. I think there's some creative ways they can do it. Monty in a bullpen role. Yeah, he might turn into kind of that innings eater, but we've already kind of got Quantrill. Unless they move Cal to a spot like that, I don't know. Patrick, appreciate the gift, by the way. Thank you so much, man. Not needed, but much appreciated, my guy. Thank you. Thank you. Monty also pitched terrible with the D-backs. Yes, that's what I'm saying. Like, I have very low expectations for Jordan. Clearly, I'm happy and I'm going to be pumped when he makes his return to the mound at Globe Life. That is going to be a super cool moment. But my expectations are low. I'm not thinking that he's going to activate 2023 mode. I am just hoping he can be a serviceable fifth starter like Pat Corbin was for us last year. Just an innings eater, keeps us in games. I'm not looking for a whole lot else out of Jordan Montgomery at this point. I'm not. Patrick, appreciate all the gifts again, man. Thank you so much. Very generous of you, man. Yeah, good to see Berger getting hits with runners on base. I talked about it on the show last night. A lot of people have a misconception about Berger, and I was the biggest offender. I kind of thought Berger, not really a guy that you could count on in the clutch. According to Fangraphs, who keep a stat called clutch, he is the most clutch player on our team, Jake Berger. Jake Berger, according to Fangraphs clutch stat, is the most clutch Ranger. It's wild. It is wild. I would not have guessed that, but I had to eat some humble pie on that. Now, the second guy, second place for most clutch, Alejandro Osuna. Smaller sample size, but Alejandro Osuna, second most clutch player on the Rangers, according to Fangraphs clutch stat. Now, how do they activate or how do they determine the clutch stat? It has to do with win probability. So essentially, right, if you are, down 2 runs and you come up with the bases loaded and you hit a grand slam and now you're up 2. That is a huge change in win probability, right? Down 2 runs, your win probability might be at 25%, right? Something like that. You go up 2 runs, especially if it's late in the game, that could increase your win probability double, triple potentially, right? And so it might be a stat that, I have a couple of bones to pick with. I don't think any stat is perfect for clutch. But nonetheless, I do think it's a starting point. And I do think that Berger needs to be getting a little bit more credit for coming through in situations that most of us would consider to be in the clutch. Alejandro Osuna, like I said, right behind him at number 2. I believe Josh Young, number 3. And you'll never guess who is last on the Rangers unless you were on the show yesterday. Don't ruin it for everybody else. Corey Seager is the least clutch player the Rangers have, according to the clutch stat. How ironic is that? Yeah, look, again, Caden, it totally goes off of win probabilities. So how much does a certain AB influence win probability? Obviously, success goes into that too, like getting a hit, getting a double, triple, home run, how many RBI, all of that factors into the clutch stat, but a big part of it is win probability. Somebody said, Jamie said on the on YouTube that the Seager being dead last in clutch is not a surprise. Yeah, look, you said it, not me. I think Corey is just not having a great year. The injuries, the numbers, it's not going great. The beautiful thing is, in baseball, it can go very, very quickly the other direction. And you just hope that for Corey, he can come back from this injury, from this concussion, and really start raking by the time the calendar turns to July. All right, what did I just get? Hang on one sec here. I got a Ranger Suarez notification. I missed it. My bad. Is Ranger Suarez like no-hitting the Mariners right now? Yes, he is. Ranger Suarez no-hitting the Mariners. Hopefully that lasts. Joshua, no clue, but glad you're here, buddy. A lineup of Carter, Duran, Seager, Langford, Nimmo, Contreras, Jock, Young, Higgy would be fascinating. Yeah. Higgy, I mean, look, I'm a little bit halfway in out on Higgy. I think we have lowered our standards for offense at the catching position. Higgy's had some nice moments, but yeah, replaceable, no doubt. I don't think that this lineup is, the worst. I probably would rather see somebody different than Carter in there at this point, unless Carter can turn it around offensively. Not really a guy I want in the lineup. Need to see him hit consistently. Really want to see him turn it around. Don't get me wrong. But yeah, I think at this point, if you added two more bats, a Contreras times two, for example, I'd feel a lot better about this lineup. Still don't think it necessarily makes the Rangers World Series favorites, but you'd feel a lot better about the offense. He is throwing a no-hitter. Yes, sir. Keep going. Do I think Seager Smith having kids is part of the reason? Cade, I struggle with that. As a dad, obviously your attention gets diverted different places, but I don't know. I know it's different being a professional athlete and the travel and all that stuff. And obviously, like Josh Smith's wife, for example, some of y'all I'm sure follow her on social media. She goes to a lot of the games. I mean, they do some traveling. So they are on the road together a lot. So it's not like Josh is necessarily like away from his family. I think Maddie, Corey's wife, does the same thing, does a lot of traveling with him, stays at home some of the time, obviously. But, I have a lot of different plates that I'm spinning. And obviously, it does take away a little bit because you've got family and you've got priorities and you've got those obligations. But I guess at the end of the day, I don't want to let that be an excuse, although it very genuinely could be. You're getting a little bit less sleep when the baby's waking up at night, especially if the wives are traveling with Josh and with Corey. You're getting a little bit less sleep unless they're sleeping in a different room. Maybe that is playing into it a little bit, but I would just hate to make that the primary reason. Keep on going. Higgy is absolutely good in Cali. We call him West Coast Higgy. I mean, he is from California. I think he's from Huntington Beach or somewhere around there. But yeah, he is definitely a guy that can get hot and can be a really good hitter for you. But I think Higgy, for me, limited. Wouldn't mind seeing the Rangers upgrade that position. That's for sure. Should we go get big hitters instead of pitching? For me, and by the way, Ben, appreciate the comment, man. Thanks so much. For me, I definitely want to see the Rangers prioritize good hitting. You have the Rangers over the last couple of deadlines, prioritizing pitching, which is fine. Merrill Kelly, I know, was a very polarizing get for Texas. The prospects they gave up to get him. I think that would have been fine if you would have gone and got a big bat, right? If you would have gotten Merrill Kelly and then also traded for a Yandy Diaz or gone out and gotten one of the other big names, Suarez, Eugenio Suarez, he was on the trade block. If you would have gone out and got a bat or two and then gotten Merrill Kelly, I think a lot of us could have lived with that. But it's hard for me when you just went and got pitching and you didn't bother upgrading the offense at all. So yes, I would definitely say Rangers need to prioritize hitting. And then if you have something left over and you can go get a high quality or at least above average pitcher, go for it. Go for it. All right, we keep going, man. We got a little bit of time left. No hitter is gone. I jinxed it. Shouldn't have said anything. 5-0 though, so Mariners probably still in line to take an L, but second and third can zone up the bat right now. We'll keep our eye on that one for sure. Rangers are sweeping. Ethan, no, don't do it. I'm knocking on wood right now. Didn't y'all get on me? When was it? What series was it where I was like, I could see a sweep? And then we totally wet the bed the rest of the way. What series was that? Help me out. Any of y'all remember on the show right now? I'm blanking. Live right now on the air, I'm totally blanking on this. I feel like it was last weekend or a couple weekends ago. I was like, man, I could really see a sweep. And then they lost the next two. and it was very pathetic as well. I don't know. Anyways, we'll knock on wood for Ethan's comment. I'd love to see a sweep, but my goodness. Yandy Diaz, that would have been a huge pickup. That dude is raking this year. They might not ever let him go, but Darnell, as I always say, brother, everybody's available. I genuinely believe that. Some people fight me about this online. Everybody is available. I guarantee you, Chris Young picked up the phone just to see what teams were going to offer for Corey Seager. Guarantee that CY at least listened on Corey. And then, obviously he told the media, yeah, we're not going to be trading Corey. He's a big piece, blah, blah, blah. But what are you doing if you're not finding out what a team is going to offer you for your star player? That only helps you, as someone who's a part of running a business and a really huge, lucrative business at that, understand the market for the player. Right? What, if somebody's asking for Corey Seager, you're hanging up the phone? No, you're not hanging up the phone. You're saying, what are you offering? Just out of curiosity. What are you offering? I mean, unless it's Shohei Ohtani, and you know what? Even if I was the GM of the Dodgers, I'd pick up the phone on a Shohei Ohtani trade. What are you going to offer me for Shohei? I just want to be entertained. I just want to see what the offer is. So the people that always clap back at me, bro, you don't know if he was available or not. You don't know if Yandy Diaz, if he was going to be traded. Dude, yes, I do. If the Rays would have gotten an offer that they couldn't refuse, they would have traded him. They would have traded him. 1,000%. Everybody is available. You will see GMs take a call on any player just to see. The question is, is the GM in question going to get an enticing enough offer to pull the trigger? Daniel, what's good, man? Thanks for hanging out. Yeah, I'm probably out on Devers. Ethan, I need a sure shot. So that's the other thing. Some people are asking me, like, Austin, who would you want to see the Rangers go get? Man, I got to have a dude with pedigree that's producing this year. I'm not looking for, some nice turnaround story here. Like, I need a guy that has the pedigree, but he's also producing. And he's having a good year. I'm not trying to get a guy that is having a down year and, hey, we might be able to get him at a bargain price. And if we tweak this or tweak that in the swing, he might start raking. No. Please, Lord, no. Keep me away from players like that. I want a guy that's hitting well this year, that has the pedigree and track record. And yes, that might cost you a Sebastian Walcott. I know that this is a completely off limits player for some of y'all. But I would be willing to trade Sebastian Walcott if at the deadline you made a big, strong commitment. We're going all in. We're getting multiple players, pitchers, hitters, and we're going to try and win this. If you're just going to trade Walcott straight up for one other player for a year and a half, probably not. I would want to see the Rangers truly go all in with trades if you're going to trade a top prospect. So don't just trade Walcott, make some other trades to acquire more talent. Either go all in or keep the top prospect. Matt Chapman, interesting. There's a lot of guys on the Giants that intrigue me. Look, Devers is one of them, but I just don't love the numbers right now. Risky. Chapman, yeah, let me look at Chap's numbers right now. I'm a Matt Chapman fan. Think the dude is a dog, but I definitely need to check the numbers before I commit on that. What's he at right now? 7 bombs, 41 RBI on the year, 250, 731 OPS. So to me, if you're going to go get Chappie, if you're going to go get Chapman, you got to have him be like piece number 2. And your piece number 1 needs to be somebody on a different level. And I'm not saying you bench JJ for Chap, by the way. I don't know what you would do there, but if I'm getting that player, a 730 OPS guy, that's got to be like player number 2. And I'm still going out and getting a high level player beyond that. That's me. Say thank you to the Red Sox. Mariners are losing. Yeah, bases loaded right now, though. Let's pray the Red Sox come out of this one. Slayton replaces Ranger Suarez. Thank you to the Red Sox if they can finish the job, no doubt. All right, y'all. Tomorrow's game. Let's talk a little bit about it, huh? So we've got Eovaldi, Walker Buehler. That's the matchup. We'll go to the preview. Walker Buehler in his last several starts. We'll check out kind of the last three, try and give you a feel on what his numbers have been of late. And then we'll go over to the Evo side of things. We've talked a little bit about Evo and how he has been doing of late. Evo, another guy, it's been a little susceptible to the long ball. Evo, 6-7 on the year with a 4.23 ERA. Last time out against Boston, did get the win, gave up a couple of bombs to Wilson Contreras. We've been talking about him a lot. Evo has given up 10 earned runs over his last 18 and 2/3 innings pitched. So definitely hasn't been locked down, hasn't been terrible, kind of somewhere in between. Last 7 games, he's got a 3.78 ERA. Evo against the Padres. Let's check the numbers. Bogarts batting 200, 15 ABs. Ty France. And Ty France just loves hitting off Nathan Eovaldi and Jacob deGrom. Ty France is 7 for 14 lifetime against Evo with a bomb. Look out for Ty France, man. Like, please don't pitch to him. Manny Machado, 2 for 15 with a bomb against Evo. 133 average lifetime. Merrill 0 for 2. Sheets 1 for 8. Nick Solak, former Ranger. That was crazy seeing him. I forgot he was on the Padres, man. Nick Solak, 0 for 6 against Evo. Tatis, and let's see, Duran, Bowen, a number of guys, no ABs against Evo. Let's go to the Walker Buehler side. Walker, over his last 3 starts, he's coming off of 3 actually really quality starts. Cincinnati start, he did not last very long. Very Kumar Rocker-esque, 4 2/3, 8 hits, 2 walks, but only allowed 1 earned run. This is kind of what I mean, by the way, when I talk about Rocker not really taking a huge step forward. Like, this is a Rocker stat line. Give up 10 base runners, but only allow 1 earned run. Like, it's very fortunate when you are walking that fine of a tightrope with that much traffic. But Walker, over his last 15 2/3, only given up 3 earned runs. Again, has allowed a lot of traffic, has allowed, 22 base runners. Trying to do some fast math here, y'all. 22 base runners in about those 16 innings pitched. So allowing about a base runner an inning, but pitching pretty well overall. Last 7 games, a 2.92 ERA. Buehler against the Rangers. Berger 0 for 3, Duran 0 for 4. Elias Díaz 0 for 10. Maybe we see Higgy tomorrow. Diaz 0 for 10 against Walker Buehler, probable starter for the Padres. Higgy 1 for 2. Kelenic 0 for 2. Langford 2 for 5. Good stuff. Nicky Lopez 0 for 1. Brandon Nimmo 2 for 11. 182 average career against Buehler. And Jock Peterson 3 for 11 with a bomb against Buehler lifetime. Old teammates there. Good stuff. Appreciate all you guys hanging out. I am going to check once more for comments, and then we're going to get out of here. Angels up 11-5 against the A's. Good stuff. Devers, I got to see a little bit more of. I got to see a little bit more of Devers before I commit. Not saying no. On 105.3 The Fan the other day, they brought, after this year, Seager gets a full-on no-trade clause. So if they trade him, they need to do it at the deadline, or else he can deny every single trade. Interesting. Yeah, I think that is going to play into it. So that is, after this year, fascinating. Now, if they trade him in the offseason, does that still count? That's probably what I would be wondering about. If they trade him in the offseason, or does that kick in like right after the World Series? Don't know that one quite as well. Let's see. Feeling good since Osuna is getting back to starting. Jonathan, my guy, yes. Y'all know I love me some Alejandro Osuna, and it makes me happy. I think this is actually, I'm going to end on this. It makes me kind of sad because I do feel like I've hyped up Alejandro Osuna so much over Evan Carter at this point, and it's a little tongue in cheek. Those of y'all that know me and have been hanging out with me for the past couple of years, you guys know how I am. Like I'm not, I'm not taking anything too seriously. Look, I get hyped up, I get passionate, but and a lot of what I post, especially on X and Facebook and Threads, it's tongue in cheek, man. I'm trying to get under people's skin a little bit, trying to be funny, quippy here and there. Look, social media, it's a weird place, but I like to have some fun for sure. And look, one of the things that I've done over the past year is hype up Osuna. And so I feel like I've gotten some fans to the point where they probably don't like it when Osuna does well because they love Evan Carter so much. I'm like, dude, don't let me ruin it for you. You getting pissed off when Alejandro Osuna is driving in runs for us, man. Come on now. But there are people that jump on me when Osuna has an overnight or doesn't come through or makes an error, or I had people, hitting me up when Osuna didn't rob that home run the other night. Like, come on, y'all. Have I really made you hate Osuna? I surely don't hate Evan Carter. I hope the dude figures it out on his rehab assignment, maybe does a little 2-week stint in AAA and starts raking again. Nothing would make me happier. That's the thing. Some people get it twisted. Like, I don't root for any Ranger to fail. I do not root for any Ranger to fail. I want to see everyone do well. And I definitely feel Evan Carter needs a reset, just like Josh Smith does. Somebody said they ought to be roommates in AAA. I agree. And hopefully they both come back in 2 or 3 weeks, mid-July or early July, and start raking. Nothing would make me happier. Patrick, yep. Evan Carter staying healthy. Huge. Absolutely huge. All right, y'all. Appreciate all you guys. Osuna is doing better than Carter. I mean, it's pretty objective to me, but some people just again they love them some defense. Doesn't matter that you're a black hole in the lineup. You can catch a lot of fly balls out in center field. Apparently, that makes you better. Osuna did get a little banged up against the wall yesterday, but looked fine tonight. That's for sure. I like Osuna now. Didn't care for him last year. Ethan, I'm glad that you've seen the light. Nate, 1,000%. Always rooting for guys to succeed. I think some people, again, get it twisted. Like when you criticize somebody on Twitter, which I do a lot. It's part of my job, right? I analyze the players and I analyze the games. I'm not a brainless, hype man account for the Rangers. There's some accounts out there like that. I follow some of them and I enjoy it. I definitely don't condescendingly look down on any fan account that wants to just go all the way positive. If that's what you like to do, I love that for you. It's not what I want to do. I want to give you a fair, genuine take every single time. When it's not going well, I don't want to sit here and gas up and dress up, put lipstick on a pig, man. I don't want to do that. It doesn't feel right. It's not fun for me. It's not enjoyable for me. It's not why I do this. I do this so we can go through the hard times together and celebrate the good times, man. And the good times are a lot sweeter when you can be real about when it absolutely sucks. And look, the Rangers and what they've been doing in the first inning, it absolutely sucks. They got to figure this out. I'm glad that the offense bailed out deGrom tonight. Man, you want to see a 0 in the first inning. I was telling my brother-in-law, and I've told some of y'all, it's like it's free money right now. I know some of y'all don't bet and don't care for sports gambling. I definitely am not an avid sports bettor by any means. I do enjoy putting in a sports bet here and there, mostly in the football season, but stay away from baseball largely. However, if you want to make some money this year, bet Texas to score a run, or actually in the Texas game, bet for there to be a first inning run scored. Bet yes on the Nerfy. And I guarantee you will be a rich man this year with how the Rangers handle their first inning business. It is ridiculous. I think I put the stat out there. It's like you would be 50-25, I believe, with the run scored in the first inning today, if you bet a run to be scored in the first inning of every Texas Rangers game, either team, it would be 50-25 on that bet. 50-25. Is that good? 67% of the time you're winning? Yeah, I'd say that's pretty good. It seems like everyone needs a first inning babysitter 100%. Patrick, I'm right there with you. I was absolutely ready to be checked out as well. Yes, we will all keep watching. I will always be watching. Rain or shine, we'll be here. We will be here. If Kellenic produces, we need a new nickname for him. That'd be fun. Next year, only 60 games would be sad. From a business perspective, for me, that would be depressing. I thrive. The more games there are, the more reels I can make, the more highlights I can post. So I'll be depressed if we only get 60 games, Ethan. I genuinely hope you're wrong on that one. That's for sure. Darnell, have a good night. We're about to wrap up. Antonio, 1,000%. All right, y'all. Appreciate you guys. I'm going to take off for the night. Let's do it again tomorrow, huh? Tomorrow, by the way, 3:05 start time. We'll be live in the 8th or 9th inning once again. I'm glad it's going to be a little earlier start tomorrow. That makes me happy. It's 9:10 out here. What is it, 11:10 in Texas? I like these early games. That's just me. It'd be nice to have a little Saturday baseball during the day, a little Sunday, Father's Day baseball too. It's going to be great. Thanks for hanging out, all y'all. Appreciate the comments. And thank you for everybody that has contributed to the chat. I know a couple of y'all gave gifts. Thank you. Not needed, but much appreciated, truly. All right, love y'all. Glad the Rangers got a win. What a rough freaking series with the Twins. I'm so glad we got a dub tonight. Let's do it again tomorrow. And as I always say to end every show, God bless and go Rangers.